as well. Yes, I have the three judges now in the waiting room. I'm going to admit them in right now, and we're ready to go. Yes, 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 yes. Excited. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Yes, this is the Young Leaders Mentorship Program the sixth court, and we have a final presentation tonight. Whoa, you guys have done well. I'm so proud of you. And tonight we have our judges as well. They are already in the meeting. And I just want to welcome them one after the other. Just going to say a little thing about each and every one of them, not reading their profile now, but sharing like a personal touch relationship with them that I have with them. These three people are people that I really, really love. I admire their work ethics. I admire their person. And the first person, and who is the person I've also known the longest, is the male amongst them, and that is Kolabo Adedoyi. And I've known him now on the average for like 8 years at the minimum. And for every time that I've gotten to interact with him, he had been in one level of leadership or another, even from when he was much younger and when he was just a teenager as well. And then, in fact, there was a time that he took a break from leadership to develop himself better. He was self-aware enough to see that he had gaps and needed to work on, and currently is operating on a global scale and has had to travel out of Nigeria to represent Nigeria and different organizations at one point or another. Please welcome with me Bolabo Adedoyin. Thank you so much for coming. We're really excited to have you tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. So, the next person that I want to introduce is someone that I had seen, I saw her on social media and I liked her, and then found out eventually that she was somebody that I could have access to. And yes, I will, before I mention her name, I mention what I love to call her, which is also what many people know her as. She's a yellow writer. And every time I think about her, I think about brightness and joy and poetry and, deep thinking and all of those kind of things. I love her work ethic. She's one of the most hardworking young women that I have ever had to interact with. And she's someone that I really love so much. Welcome with me, Bukola Olatunjoye. Hi, yellow writer.
Thank you so much for having me, SDJ. God bless you. So good to be here.
Amen. Thank you so much. And then the third person, she's someone that I just met last year. And you meet people. I won't say I stumbled into her because she knew she was coming to a meeting that I was in, but I didn't know her prior to that meeting. And just looking at her on the first day that I met her, I could feel that she was somebody who had a lot to offer the world. And in the few months of interaction that we've had, I've known her to be a very remarkable woman. She's a very God-fearing woman. She's career driven, and yet she's, so spiritual. She's that person who, you know, you can trust to get the job done. That's what I have, noticed. No matter how much seems to be thrown at her, she's always ready to take it up and do the best in it. And I just couldn't imagine any other person who would want to come and say, no matter the pressure you're under, you should do a good job. And that, for me, is Kofo Thomas. Kofo, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for doing this with
Thank
me.
you very
I'm
much,
honored.
SDJ.
you. All right.
I'm
So
so
now
flattered.
that truth, all truth, no flattery. Now that I've introduced the judges, guys, these are remarkable people. One of the things that I look at when I'm, bringing in judges, I look at people who are not only working professionally, but who can relate with, the challenges that we face as a nation. At the same time, they are in touch with their need for excellence. So they are not looking for, shortcuts to how to get things done quickly. They are also still young, so they are close to us in age, and we can't feel like, oh, it's because they are in SDJ's generation or older than SDJ. That's why they are not feeling, my vibes and all of that. So I didn't just say, oh, random people, oh, certified coaches and all of those things, which yes, they're good in their own. But tonight, it's not just about, learning. Actually, we've learned a lot in the last 10 weeks. What we're doing tonight is showcasing what we've learned and our confidence. And, they were not prepped. They just saw your topics on social media the same way when the design was done, probably maybe in the last hour or so thereabouts, or maybe they've not even checked on social media. So I didn't even send your topics to them. So there's no bias, nothing. They didn't have an idea of the people that were going to be in the room. So please relax and do your presentation well. All right, judges, we do have two groups tonight, and we'll have group A and group B. And I don't know how to decide which one will go first. A normally comes before B, but should we just switch it and make B come before A so that then it looks like we're not being biased? I don't know if group B is ready. If group B is ready, I mean, I'm ready for you guys. But if you think, hey guys, no, just do your thing, do your thing. A, that's okay. Well, I mean, we don't mind. So, group B, should A go first? Are you guys ready? Precious. Oh, okay. I can't hear you. So I guess that's almost automatically saying group A is going in. Precious, we can't hear you. Sorry. So I hope you will be able to fix your sound. And if not, then somebody else from your group might have to present for you. That means we would have group A first then. Group A, guys, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who is going to share the screen for you guys?
I'll be sharing the screen, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to, yes, you can do that right now.
Okay, so can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate you being part of us. So this is Group A, and our topic is Nigeria rising from leadership from. I'm sorry.
No, please go on.
Okay, so from personal leadership to governance. So basically, we're just going to be talking about what issues we're having in our society and how we as young leaders can improve the society as a whole and just make a huge impact in our society as well. And so these are the names of our group members, but only three of us will be presenting today. And so I'll be giving the mic to Joshua.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Please, can you all hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
All right. So I'll start with a brief overview of Nigeria governance. So as we all know that Nigeria gained independence in 1960 after about 60 years, from 1900 to 1960, after about 60 years of colonialism. And after the move for motion of self-government in 1953, we were finally given self-government in October 1st, 1960. Although we had some military issues and until the Fourth Republic in 1999, when Sir Abubakar Salam finally handed over power to civil government, and Chief Olusegun Obasanjo became the second executive president of Nigeria in 1999 after Shehu Shagari in 1979. So I'll be talking about how Nigeria leadership has been characterized over the years. So first, we have weak leadership and centralization. So one thing that is evident in Nigeria's leadership is centralization of power. Though we are practicing a federal system of government that believes in decentralization and the evolution of power, but we can see so far that power is more in the central government than in the other components. And we have weak leadership. Our leadership are not strong. We have corruption, instability, and exclusion as being due to the fact that power has been concentrated on the federal government. Second, we have ineffective governance. We have weak institutions. Our judiciary are not strong enough to interpret laws and even that can be effective. So we have poverty and insecurity due to this weak institution. We also have insecurity threats. We're having Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, and all due to this has been part of the characteristics of our governance, because when we don't have a good governance, we don't have a good government, we don't have a good leader. So violence, insurgency, and terrorism have been the threat to our security. Now, lastly, we have broken trust due to the 1967 to 1970 civil war. We're having trust issues between the Igbo and then the other, the Yoruba and Hausa. Believe that all the to be trusted.
Adediba, am I the only one that can't hear him?
Yeah, I think he's breaking too.
Yeah, so if you can just take over from him, I think it will be better.
Okay.
I just muted him so that you can speak on his behalf.
Next slide, please.
Just okay, so we'll be talking, then the second slide is the struggle for development, and part of the issues are also lack of visionary leadership breeds.
You've not seen the next slide here. Can't see it here.
Hello? Can you see it now?
Loud and clear, we can hear you, we can see the slides. It's Joshua, his network is not working fine, so you just continue to present.
Okay, so for the other slide, we have the lack of, it's still a continuation from the struggles of development that Nigeria is currently facing. And we do see that corruption is a huge problem in Nigeria. We also have centralized power and clientelism. It also disconnects allies from the needs of the people. Then we have the weak institutions that hinder accountability and economic transformation. And going on. So we also have the security challenges. Like nowadays, we all know that Nigeria is going through a lot of security issues. And part of the problems are also like poverty, inequality, and the poor governance, such as fuel insurgencies and also violence. Despite pronouncements, security remains elusive for many Nigerians. And also, violence has always been an issue all these years, and it also threatens national unity and development. So there's a saying, to lead effectively, one must first learn to follow. And this was one of the quote that was gotten from our leadership, our notes that SDJ gave to us. So now we'll be talking about the personal leadership. Basically, personal leadership just involves personal governance, like self-improvement, meaning that it refers to how we as a leader, we develop and improve ourselves and taking responsibility for personal development just as a means of to positively impact our society at large and also our team. Okay, so another one is being aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, what drives you, and your motivations to basically act more effectively and also to take up more responsibilities and achieve better results in your leadership role. So basically, in personal leadership, I believe that the focus shifts from the team to the leader's abilities, in the sense that it actually sheds more light on the leader's attributes and also gives room for refining rather than condemning the ability of the leader. Its concept also is based on the fact that only someone who has successfully led or governed an organization can lead or govern others right. And so at this point, I'll be passing it to Bukola. Bukola, are you there? Okay, so I'll just take this part if Bukola isn't here. So personal leadership again in Nigeria, it just basically it actually helps drive transformative change and amongst the young leaders. The leader's commitment, vision, ethics, they all determine success. And the qualities include integrity, accountability, empathy, and vision. Engaging citizens, setting clear goals, and fostering ethics are crucial. So it's very important to actually engage the young leaders and also carry the younger folks along in the nation to achieve success. And this is actually going to empower us.
Okay, I'm here now.
Okay. Would you like to continue?
So I'll be taking, yeah, I will. So I'll be taking over from Diva, and we'll be talking about some of the Nigerian success stories that showed the power of personal leadership. Next slide, please. Some examples can be seen in the likes of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's in his response to the Ebola outbreak in 2014. We could see that his decisive action and effective leadership played a crucial role in containing the outbreak and preventing its spread. Another notable example can be seen in Aliko Dangote's philanthropic, and business leadership. Also, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's fiscal management. She spearheaded initiatives to enhance transparency, accountability, and efficiency in government spending. This helped in reducing corruption in the government sector. Next slide, please. Slide 13, please. Okay, so in conclusion, to just round up everything my teammates have said, we said cultivating leadership excellence is crucial for Nigeria's future. So let's seize the opportunity for change and unlock Nigeria's full potential. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I understand the glitches that you had, knowing fully well that it came from the network issues. We seem to be having a lot of that in sub-Saharan Africa now, based on, you know, the recent damage that we know happened to some of the cables, or I don't know what it's called now. Just so you that have the technical terms, please help us. Joshua, sorry about your network as well. We could barely make out what you were saying. That was the reason why I had to mute you and then have, Digba continue the presentation. Okay. So,
no problem, I understand.
All right. And then I'm not sure now whether we do have group B ready. Judges, we would give our comments all at once at the end of the meeting. All right, Precious, are you saying something? Precious. Okay, Precious, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, nod. Let me know that you can hear me. Let's start from there.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now at last. Maybe you want to turn off your video as well. Maybe it's your network, but I don't believe the network should affect your audio this much. Who is sharing screen for group B? Precious, we can't hear you anymore. Any other person from group B on this call?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Who is speaking? Boluwaga.
Yes,
Precious, are you
ma'am.
back? Is it only Precious that is presenting for your group? Can you try to step in?
Yes, ma'am. She was the one that's supposed to share this slide.
Okay. If I share the slides for you, would you be able to
I can share the
try?
slide. I can share the slide.
Okay, so you can share the slides while Boluwaga will speak. Is that what you're saying?
But can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, I guess.
Okay,
Alright.
so
So let me
please go
share
on.
this. My disabled screen sharing.
Try it again.
Good evening, everybody. Ma, can you hear me? Sorry,
Loud and clear, I can
Ma,
hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Yes, I
All
can
right.
hear you.
Good evening, everybody. You are welcome to the presentation by Group 3. I am Precious Adeyemi, the team lead, and I'll be presenting for my group. We're given a topic that resonates with the global community, which is from Africa to the world, human export or brain drain. We're going to be addressing Africa's brain drain challenge. To start with, we'll be defining the key terms, which are brain drain and human exports. So, brain drain refers to the migration of skilled individuals seeking better opportunities, particularly prevalent in Africa, while human export is a broader term that encompasses various forms of migration, including both skilled and unskilled individuals seeking opportunities abroad. So basically, we see that brain drain deals with the emigration of only skilled professionals, while human export deals with the emigration of both skilled and unskilled individuals. Human export is a broader term than brain drain. A study by Eastley and Inyako highlighted Africa's significant loss of skilled workers, hindering development in vital sectors. This justifies the fact that brain drain is a major problem that Africa is facing, because when we look at this study, we discovered that 13% of African skilled workers are residing and working outside the continent. Also, African Union estimated that 70,000 skilled professionals emigrate from Africa every year. So this justifies the fact that brain drain is a major issue that Africa is facing. To combat this, strategies must focus on retaining talent and fostering a skilled workforce for sustainable growth. So I want to confirm if you heard what I said.
Yes, please
Hello, ma'am.
continue.
All right, ma'am. So now to the problem statement. The problem statement is, how can we reduce the brain drain in Africa by 30% and improve the talent pool for essential factors in 12 months? From this cartoon picture, we see that people, Africans, because they are all black, they are carrying loads on their heads, signifying that they are moving from their continent, which is Africa, to another continent, probably in search of greener pastures, improved standard of living, etc. So, to the proposed solutions, that is, how can we solve this issue of brain drain in Nigeria? How can we, in Africa, sorry, how can we reduce the brain drain in Africa by 30% and improve the talent pool for essential factors in 12 months? These are our proposed solutions. The first one is investment in education. Educational systems should be invested in and enhanced. The system should be made to meet with global curriculum. It should be revised and made to meet with global curriculums. That way, professionals in Africa won't bother to like move abroad. They will like prefer to stay within their continent. So the second one is research and innovation hubs. Research centers and innovation hubs should be established to provide opportunities for professionals like scientists to carry out experiments within their continent, Africa. The third one is competitive salaries and benefits. Competitive salaries and high salaries, good salaries should be paid to these professionals so that they don't bother looking outside the continent. Because they have good salaries within their continent. So that way they'll prefer the one in their continent than going outside. The fourth one is incentive programs. When we talk about incentive programs, we're talking about housing and other things that can motivate and empower these professionals to stay within their continents. Incentive programs such as tax breaks, student loan forgiveness, and housing assistance should be provided to these professionals to encourage them to stay within their continent. Number five is entrepreneurship support. Entrepreneurship support deals with supporting these entrepreneurs so that they can grow their business locally, so that they can start their business locally and they will not go outside the continent to begin to start business and begin to make their economy outside the continent grow. Number six is partnerships and collaborations. Partnership and collaboration deals with partnering with international organizations, international governments, and international institutes to so that everybody can come together as stakeholders to tackle the brain drain together. It's often said that two heads are better than one. So when the African continent partners with other continents, other international institutions and entities, that will be able to combat the issue of brain drain together. Number 7 is promotion of diaspora engagement. When we talk about diaspora, we're talking about Africans abroad, Africans in other continents abroad. So when we promote diaspora engagement and then we interact with these Nigerians in diaspora from time to time, that we're able to like get to know about their expertise, get to know about what they do, how they do it, and that way the African continent itself will be able to solve the issue of brain drain. Number 8 is international partnerships, just same thing as partnerships, partnering with international companies, international institutes to combat the issue of brain drain together. Number 9 is infrastructure development. That's development of infrastructure like healthcare, technology, housing, electricity, and everything. One major issue that Africa as a continent is facing is lack of infrastructure, poor infrastructure. So when we develop our infrastructure, that way people would skilled professionals do not want to like go outside the continent. They will stay inside in the continent and make their money and do their businesses. Number 10 is networking platforms. When there are platforms for skilled professionals to network with other like their mentors, people they look up to, even without leaving the continent. That way they'll be able to, the issue of brain drain will be solved. I'm so sorry for that. Oh Jesus. Jesus. Expected outcomes from these solutions. I'm so sorry for that. Expected outcomes from these solutions. The first one is retention of skilled workforce. By investing in when we like do these solutions, by investing in education, making opportunities for research and giving competitive salaries, the skilled workforce, the professional workforce in the continent, they will not go, they will prefer to stay and retain in this continent. The second one is economic growth. After this skilled workforce are retained in the continent, they will work hard and they will work towards the growth and development of the economy. The third one is global collaborations. The fourth one is creation of jobs. This same skilled workforce, that skilled professionals that stay within the continent, are still the ones that will work to create more jobs for more people in the continent. Then the next one is knowledge and technology transfer. When one of the solutions we said is promotion of diaspora engagement and partnerships. When Africa as a continent and the skilled professionals in Africa collab and partner with other people outside the continent, that way their knowledge and the technology they use over there will be transferred to us. Then the next one is improved quality of life. One of the solutions we said is infrastructure development. When the infrastructure in the continent as Africa is developed, the standard of living will be high. So the standard of living will be good, and then there'll be an improved quality of life. Then the last one is stronger education system. Investment in education is not necessarily only for the skilled workforce, it is also to build a stronger education system. So what we said in our problem statement is that how can we reduce the brain drain in Africa by 30% and improve the talent pool for essential factors in 12 months? 12 months is a period of 1 year. So we're going to be analyzing how we're going to work towards that. So in the first 3 months, the assessment and planning. This space is where we are going to assess the factors that cause brain drain, how we can solve brain drain, and then we assess everything that cause the factors that cause brain drain and the strategies we're going to use in combating and putting an end to this brain drain. Then month 4 to 6 is where we're going to be doing the education and infrastructure development. In this place, we're going to be developing the education system of the continent in such a way that people don't have to go outside the continent to further their education, because they even have good infrastructure. There is good road, there is water, there is electricity, there is housing. They don't have to go outside the continent. So we provide education and infrastructure development within the continent in month 4 to 6. The month 7 to 9 is when we are going to be launching entrepreneurship support and incentive programs. This is where we're going to be supporting the entrepreneurs so that they will build and grow their businesses locally. They won't have to go outside the continent. And we'll provide incentive programs for them that will encourage them to stay within the continent. Month 10 to 12, the first one we're going to be doing is partnership building and promotion. Partnership building is partnering with international entities, international organizations, other countries of the world to build the continent of Africa. And then we're going to be coming as stakeholders together to combat the issue of brain drain together. And promotion is where we promote Africa's exports, some of the things we export as a continent, where we promote Africa's exports to other continents of the world, and that way they're able to buy from us. Then the second one is monitoring and evaluation. This part is where we evaluate everything we've done throughout the 12 months, whether we're able to solve the brain drain issue and how fast, how well we're able to do that. So in conclusion, it is crucial to address the problem of Africa's brain drain, to unlock the continent's full potential and achieve sustainable development. By implementing specific strategies to retain skilled professionals and cultivate a competent workforce, we can overcome this obstacle and pave the way for a brighter future for Africa and its people. This picture is a picture of the map of Africa, and this second picture is a picture of Africans smiling because we believe that by this time, by the end of this 12 months, the issue of brain drain will be solved. So this part is for question and answer. I don't know if anybody has a question to ask me.
None for me. I don't know if the judges will have questions for you later, but if that's the end of your presentation, thank you,
All right, thank you
Precious.
so much for your time and attention. Thank you, everybody.
All
SDJ,
right.
sorry,
Thank you. Well done.
can I ask a question, please?
Sorry?
SDJ, are we allowed to ask each other questions?
Yes, I would have loved that very much, except when you listen to my comment, you will understand why you can't ask questions right now. So
Okay.
my comment right now is, and I probably want to even throw it first as a question. How many minutes again are you supposed to present for? Did I get the timing wrong somehow? Help me in the chat room.
7 minutes more.
7 minutes.
Exactly. 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. And I don't think there's any group that used less than half, less than double of that. That's one reason why we can't take your questions. And there's a reason we said 7 minutes. Ideally, I should stop you. The moment is 7 minutes, even if you're still on your second slide. But I've allowed it to run because, okay, let's just hear what you have to say. But if you really, truly have, and in the real world, you don't even have 7 minutes. Because somebody comes in and you have lost them in the first 30 seconds of you say, I'm sorry, you're welcome. You're not even excited and enthusiastic, guys. I'm not one of the judges, but this for me, I'm like, judges, you guys have a whole lot of work to do because right now I'm like, uh, sweethearts, no. 7 minutes straight to the point, speaking about just the main things in your slides. Well, I leave it to the judges. They know better than myself in this case. So we're going to have comments first across board. And then by the time we're done with the comments, I believe that we would have the final results. So we'll start first comments from Buki, and then we'll go to comments from Walabo, and then comments from Kofo. This.
Ma, it's so amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. It's so amazing that immediately you mentioned my name, they brought the lights because it took you for a minute. Yes. First of all, thank you, SDJ, for putting this together. Because I was impressed as to the composure of everyone that presented. So that means a lot of work has gone into play as to the body language, even though I have comment here and there. So are we allowed to comment now, like for both teams, right? But not giving
Yes,
away.
please, just go ahead. Don't. Are you done awarding the marks?
Not completely.
Okay, so as soon as you're done with your comments, please help us finish up on that end.
Yes.
Bulabo and Kofo, please help us finish up on the marks awarding end so that we can just give the results immediately as well.
Immediately, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, having said the upside, the first team, I have a long note here. The first team, I'm not sure your presentation quite grasped the essence of that topic. And why I said that is this. Your topic is, sorry, give me a minute. Your topic is Nigeria arising from personal leadership to governance. I believe that you are speaking about personal leadership to governor in the context of Nigeria and rising, right? So I was hoping to hear more of the opposite side of how personal development, personal leadership, people that are doing well in their space, in their sphere, and how that, wealth of human capital, human resources can help Nigeria's growth. And, but your overview of governance seems like a session of what is wrong with Nigerian leadership. And I like to point that governance is not only leadership. Governance covers policy, governance, trade, agreements, it covers culture and tourism, it covers a lot. But I'd think that you had narrowed down governance to just leadership. So I would like you in the next time to critically look at your topic and make sure that there is no point, you are not missing any point. So when you say overview, I'm expecting that you are going to the past and you are building a bridge to Nigeria rising and where we expect to see Nigeria. And I would have also loved to see current trend. It is no news that a lot of people are rising in governance, and not just people that are in political offices, people that are using their voice to drive, narrative in the government space. We have Obieze Kwesili with fixed policy and School of Policy, Politics and Governance. We have Frank Onweke Jr. We have quite a number of them. So I was expecting that would touch on current trend and how people are using personal leadership to sort of like just influence the narrative when it comes to governance. I was really looking forward to that, but we didn't get that, and I hope that you take this as a constructive, feedback and use that moving forward. I love that the person that presented, even though you had a downside with network, you were able to tell us who your team members were, and you were able to also pass on the torch. So that just shows involvement, that you were not just the only one person that did. It wasn't just done by just one person, and you gave your team member the opportunity to also give their own buy-in on the topic. I think I'm done. Yeah. So I wanted to point something that the first presenter on the first group said, we all know. Please cancel that statement from your vocabulary when you're presenting. No, we don't all know. That's why we are here, and that's why we are listening to you. Try to present your case, your data, your whatnot, without communicating any presumption, like we all know, as expected, as seen. No, we've not seen. Tell us explicitly why we are here. So try to okay. I don't want to touch on a lot, but there was a statement that says it disconnects elite from the need of the people. I am sure that elite was used in another context here, but elite, I'm not sure what elite is doing in that statement, as disconnect elite from the need of the people. I'm not elite, they're not the one meeting our needs in Nigeria. So I think we might need maybe political elite, so I get it, but you don't want to give room for ambiguity when you're presenting. You want to make sure that everything is straight to the point, explicit, and there's no shadow of turning, if I would tap into the preacher side. So I would expect that personal leadership, you would touch on how do I harness, but like implementation of strategy for personal development and how that influence, governing and governance and all. But let's move from what's it called, from group A. But that was a good presentation. Your slides were clear. The designs was really clear. And so I'll move to group 2. Whilst I must comment that your presentation was so relevant to the topic at hand, you understood the assignment, you delivered it, you gave me a problem statement, you gave me solution and you also map out the impact of this solution, that is impeccable. Like you tied it all together. But you introduced yourself alone as a team lead. We don't know your team member, neither do we. You might as well just have been the only person. And this is, I think, Precious. You might as well just be the only one that did. This is not, it wasn't group 2. It was Team Precious. So please, next time, if it's a group assignment, the first thing you want to do is, even though you will not call their name, but you want to have a slide that has the name of all your team member. Also, maybe give 1 or 2 people opportunity to also present. In your presentation, you use the word collab. Be careful when presenting not to use any abbreviation. You want to make sure that you state all your words in full. Collaboration. Timeline. I love your timeline. I love how smart the goals were. You had it was relevant. You were able to articulate all your goals. There was also a call to action. I can easily just listen to you and also draw inference on how to sort of like just address that on the topic. But one area that I would have love that you touch outside all that has been said is for you to tie it home for me. And when I say tie it home for you, again, what I mean is current trend. The topic, whilst is broad, you kept saying Africa, you kept saying like a broad. I would have loved that you used a sample size to drive home your point. And in the context of brain drain and human exploits, I love how you defined it. And I hope that I'm trying to rush on so that I'm not the one that is taking 30 minutes of our time now. But I would have loved that you would touch more core facet of that particular topic, like curriculum review, how the one of the major reasons for brain drain is that we are building talent that we do not have the facility to accommodate in our system. So meaning that there's a disjoint in the quality of talent that we build and the quality of institutions that we have. And that is very relevant, not just to Nigeria, but to African countries. And I would have loved that you were able to eat that. But aside that, you gave a fantastic delivery. Time were off for both group, but overall, excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vicky. That was fantastic. I mean, I don't even know what to say because every single thing I would have said, plus the ones that I didn't hear or notice, you have spotlighted, and I'm really grateful for your attention and for the feedback. Guys, I hope that you were able to take notes, from that end. And it's quite important because I understand that on presentation nights like this, there might be that feeling like, oh, it's because of this, or because of that. However, if you take time to listen through, to the feedback that you're getting, it will help or improve your presentation subsequently. She made comments about words used during presentation, like we all know, which was probably not written in your slide, but no, you don't say we don't all know. If we all knew, then you wouldn't have to come tell us anything, those kind of little things, or you're just talking and then you forget that, oh, this is a formal presentation, and then you slip into a slang, that kind of thing. I'm really excited that Nicola was able to pick out all of those things, and then also the fact that, you spoke about your team members, just kind of looks little, but that's part of what we're teaching in Young Leaders Mentorship Program, right? There has to be that team spirit where all of us, feel like we're part of the team as well. So well done, guys. Well done, well done. And I had all of the accolades as well, a lot of work that you put in, how you had to crunch your 2-3 page white paper into a few slides. Yes, I understand that was a daunting task, but then that's what the work is, when you can give us what really matters and not just general information that we can just Google up anywhere. All right, Bolabo, if you're ready now, we'll take your feedback at the same time. Thank you so much, Bukola, once again. I'm really grateful.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you, SDJ. And I must really commend us all. It is quite a challenge to capture the intent of the topic in 7 minutes.
Mm,
You need to be
yeah.
concise and compelling to do such.
Mm,
So I commend us all for taking up this
Thank you.
challenge. I will start with the first team. Kudos, you guys did a great work. There was team coordination so that the team worked together um, to achieve the result. You saw the effort of the team members in the presentation, and I commend you guys for that. Then I also commend them how you're able to like identify specific issues, like give examples. Was the one I can't remember the name. One of us was talking now, giving examples of like area land, or I think that was quite good. I commend you for that too. However, the place for improvement. I will talk about the um, um, the presentation, like in essence, how it captures the topic, alignment to the topic. I won't really give you a high five for that, but you guys did well. I feel like you should have brought. It was talking about personal leadership. What can I remind you the topic again? Sorry, what was the topic?
Yes, there was the group talking on personal leadership.
Yeah. So I wanted to see like you being specific beyond giving examples, like give us like the how personal leadership will like lead to governance, like the train,
Yeah.
the roadmap.
Mm.
But you guys did a great work, and yeah, the slide were okay. We're okay. When I said okay, we're good. You added pictures, the picture, and your presentation was also good. Like, I love the fact. Okay, I was quite concerned in some parts because at some in some parts it want to be like you were repeating what was in the slide, like just saying word for word. But that was just at the beginning, like in the middle of it, you guys did better, and I commend you guys for that too. But it was a good presentation, and there's room for improvement. Moving on to the second theme, you guys did a good work. Like I would say, you guys did research. Let me use the word. I saw research work in what you did. And that was great. I saw research work in what you did, the problem statement, how you were specific, the solutions, the timeline. It was great. It was awesome. But I wanted to see like team effort. So it was more like a precious team. You get. I wanted to see like the whole team bringing their input, but I didn't see that. I love your slide. Your slide was catching my eyes. Yeah, I love your slide. It captured my eyes rather. And yeah, you guys were relevant to the topic. You had more relevance to the topic. However, I wanted to also see you break down, like I think Bukola said that, like being specific, yeah, and give examples. And I think this for both team. I really didn't see like that enthusiasm, like how much you empathize with the presentation, with the topic. And that should be that can only happen when you like build connection. How does the presentation, how does it matter to you? How does it connect to you personally? How does it affect you? How does it connect to you? And that's where empathy comes in. So I wanted to see how you guys empathize with the topic. And that's what makes presentation compelling, believing how you empathize with the topic. Kudos. I think that's what I have for the second team, but kudos to both teams. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Belamo, for that. And I like the fact that despite the fact that Bukola mentioned some things, you mentioned it again. And for me, that is, the right kind of reiteration when you have two people saying the same thing, it shows that there's something that you cannot ignore. How do you put together all the things that you need to say? How do you have that, from problem statement to what, and of course, from the background to then the problem statement to then the proposed solution, and then, for group B that went all the way then to speaking about the execution and the timelines. That's quite important. Teamwork, showing that we all did it together. We studied for this. We all put the slides together. We know what to do as a group, even though one of us is showing up. That is also good. Thank you so much, Willabo. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your sincere comments as well to improve the team. All right, do you have Kofo ready?
All right, thank you very much, SDJ. Oof, I don't know what's wrong. My video looks a bit funny. But okay, so hi everyone. Team A, Team B, I would say kudos. I know that there comes a lot of pressure with presentations. I enjoy presentations, but there is always still that pressure that comes with presentations. I'm trying to change whatever funny look my video has. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so, but I will start with Nigeria Rising. That's the first team. So your slides were clear, they were legible, right? With peaceful, attractive colors. So colors that people would like to follow, right? So that made the slides easy. That made it kept their attention, it kept my attention, right, during your presentation. Then there was good content with a good understanding of the issues faced in Nigeria. So we were able to, you were talking about, I'm thinking we are talking about Nigeria rising. So you are talking about, first of all, why Nigeria has to arise. But I think we now got stuck in that point. There was now a lot more emphasis on the issues that have been faced in Nigeria, such that by the time we go to personal development, impact on the country, probably I was not as focused again. So if you're going in for 7 minutes presentation, you want to start, you want to attention of your issue, go quickly to the main matter. For those to happen, so slides preparation in the research in the brain, because she was able to buy from when Paula, I guess, was having network issues, she could easily continue. That
We're struggling to hear you, Kofo. If you can hear me, we're struggling to hear you. It's getting frozen from your end. Can't hear anything anymore. This is that's for example. Kofo, are you there? Okay. I think she's out of the meeting now. And then as soon as she's back, I would still like to hear what she has to say. Okay, here she comes.
my sincere apologies. Just when I was talking
Yeah.
about Adigba's agility in the face of technical issues, my own technical issues now happened. But that was very good. I would say what other thing here. Some slides had a lot of words. So when you are when you're preparing your slides, you want to ensure that you stick to bullet points, because the problem about many words on a slide is that you will most likely read slides because it's there to read. But when it's bullet points, so you're prepared. So when you say a bullet point, then you speak to it, right? So that is and that's more catchy for even the people that you are presenting to. Then of course you need to work on your time management. How would that work? Practice beforehand. Get a timekeeper. So you are we are ready. You know where the handover should happen. You know how to make sure it stays within the 7 minutes. So well done, people. Now, team 2, Africa to the world. The slides were, especially midway. So at the beginning, it was a bit busy, but in the middle, it became quite easy to follow. Right, you had your bullet points, you had your problem statement, you had the proposed solutions, you had the outcome. So that was clear to follow. I would say kudos to Precious. It could in the middle of your presentation, a distraction, being able to bounce back after the distraction. But you need to calm down. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Don't worry, Jesus is there. So but being able to calm down, those things are sometimes things will happen that are not planned, or being able to stay centered. So you were able to move ahead with your presentation, and that was very good. I'll have appreciated more team members being involved, being that it was, so like others said, it's a team, not an effort of Precious only. Now the content was well organized, the flow was clear. But I was a bit confused because I was not sure. The topic says Africa to the world, but there seems to be a lot more focus on stopping brain drain than actually exporting Africa to the world. So I struggled with that balance. So I did hear, I think there was a point that I did hear something about saying, I think the way I tied it up in my mind is, okay, maybe if we invest more in our people, if we ensure that if we ensure that our people stay, then our products can be exported to the world. But I also believe that part of the what we see as a brain drain, yes, it's a brain drain, but then our people are also going out to be outstanding. So it's almost like there's a training in here, and then people are going, and even beyond technical, there's even in our music, in our dressing, in our fashion, all of that. So that is happening. So how do we combine the two such that Africa doesn't suffer for it, but then the world begins to appreciate the beauty of Africa, the skills of Africa? So I was hoping that was going to come in, but that's all from me. Kudos, people. I know that a lot of efforts went into these things that seems to have happened in just a lot. So give yourself a pat on the back.
Just a
You did
few
very well.
minutes, yeah. I'm patting you guys, even though, I'm using myself as the physical person in the room. But then this is me patting your back, guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. You know me. I will still demand better. That was fantastic. Can we do better? Well done, Joshua. This is the moment where you want to smile because well done, guys. I mean, it's been 10 beautiful weeks with you, and I'm so proud of you. I must confess to you that if I wasn't proud of you, I wouldn't even be able to bring judges to come and listen to what you've been working on in this few weeks. And so judges, what happens is that they do their lectures. We go through the curriculum on the leadership and attitude, relationship, teamwork, and all of those things. And then they just have about 2 weeks to go through this topic and then give a white paper, after which they will now crunch the white paper into the slides. So, it was in the process of transferring the information from the white paper to the slides, and they had 7 minutes. That's where quite a lot of things was lost. Then when you find them going on and on and on, is because they have done a lot. They already know a lot about the topic that they are treating. So it becomes hard to not say every single thing, that they have on their mind. So that all of those things, and I want to say to you guys that we could have given you an hour to go on and tell us. But then, to be honest, at every point in time, you have to know that how many minutes do I have? What do I have to say? What do I need to do in this time that I have? How can I best utilize this opportunity, this resource, whether it is time or something, and then you not go ahead and well, I was saying, SDJ, you are teaching them policy work. Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to a time where I'm going to pull out all the white papers from Young Leaders Mentorship Program, and we're actually going to go and solve a problem. Like I'm so looking forward to it because I do have a lot of resources. This is cohort 6, guys. And this is the first cohort we're going to have 2 groups. In all of the other cohorts, we've had a minimum of 5 or 6 groups, tackling this problem. So it's, in fact, this is the first time we're not going to do anything about family. This is just personal leadership and Africa or Nigeria. We actually look forward to speaking about how to get the family better integrated, how to work more on ourselves, and all of those things is what we focus on for every cohort. So I'm looking forward to doing great things with these young leaders, guys. I'm so proud of you. I have the results here, and this is also the closest that we've had ever in, of course, sometimes it's always clear that some people are better than some other people, but in this situation, it is really, really close. Well done, guys. We just have the first and second position because there are 2 groups, and we'll have the Nigerian Rising group in the second position, and From Africa to the World in the first. But it is so close. I do have less than 2 points difference between the 2. That is so cool. Less than 2 points difference between the 2 groups, and it shows how fantastic that you guys have been. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the alumni group. There are a whole lot of things that we still have to do together. And thank you so much for your dedication and your commitment. Thank you for growing. Thank you for putting in the work. Self-paced leadership program, and you are there going through the learning management system, showing up every week, asking questions. Now you did a whole lot of work on this one as well. I'm extremely proud of you. I just want to say thank you again to the judges. I couldn't have done this without you. Obviously, it would be hard not to be sentimental and say many things like, Joshua, what's that? So more often than not, I try to stay away from awarding the marks. I just want to know, Shay, you can't do this, and all of that. You can't be with people for 10 weeks and not, I know how this person, I see the people that have improved a lot. Precious, well done. That was such fantastic work that you did, holding the team together like that. I know the challenges you guys have to face. There was actually really more teamwork in the group that spoke about the group members, because when everybody works, it's hard to forget that everybody works. But in the other one, the group B, there were fewer people. And Goluwaga, well done. I'm so proud of you. Well done. You stood all through, I know Precious cannot even say you didn't stand, with her. And Wura, you had such, is Wura still in the group? Wura had, such a support system from Team A. Even the team lead of Team A did not come for the presentation. She couldn't make it. So the other team members actually worked. So that showed there was quite a lot of teamwork. But for the team B, Precious was a team lead and probably had to pull a lot of the weight and a lot of responsibility on herself. So I understand that part. But yes, I know how much Gulwaga has been a support system as well. So well done, guys. I'm so proud of you. We have come to the end of the Young Leaders Mentorship Program, Cohort 6. Whoa! And you need to go round up on the learning management system so that you can get your certificate, guys. Yes, thank you. Thank you. But let's go to the chat and just read what the judges are saying about you. Come on. Yes, even Kofu is clapping. Well done. Well done. And I need to say, judges, that Young Leaders Mentorship Program is strictly for those between the ages of 18 and 25. So you can imagine that these are young people who are probably still struggling through the examinations in school, or they are just done. Many of them are in NYSC. A few people have started working, but more often than not, those who have started working, how we can begin to feel like, I now work. I don't do that, study thing anymore. So I hope that you guys can encourage more people in their mid-20s to show up for Young Leaders Mentorship Program. Premium content, I promise you, is what we have in this program. All right, guys, we have come to the end officially. Judges, I'm so grateful. I'm so honored. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. Thank you for responding to the call. I mean, with such short notice, I owe you a whole lot. Not one, I owe you a whole lot. And I look forward to being there for you every single moment. You're like, S, before you say the D and the J, I'm like, yeah, here I am. All right, people. Thank you so much. I love you. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to Coach Topper as well. Guys, you need to say thank you, right? Like he held me down. If not for him, because sometimes he has even forgotten that there's supposed to be a session. And he made sure all of that happened, got all our designs house, was in every single group, every single meeting, sent us all that we needed to do. In fact, he actually did set up the learning management system for this court. Well done, Toba. Thank you so much for always being such a huge support system. Thank you for making Young Leaders Mentorship Program Cohort 6 happen. I am most grateful. All right, people. I love you. Have a wonderful night. And yes, I'm going to miss you, but catch me in the alumni group. Okay. Bye.